to school this morning. Well, we need food for our brains. What do we eat to feed our brain? We know that our brains are fueled by glucose. It's brain fuel. We need that. How do we get glucose? Carbohydrates. Okay, how do we make carbohydrates processed? Adding proteins with it. If not, what happens early in the morning, we go to school or to work and we on this high. Running around, man, kid got so much energy this morning. Hey, what's going on with him today? He had a coffee at Starbucks. He didn't eat any food, no protein. Okay? So he goes up. Dr. Donna's in there talking about something, and all of a sudden you see him nodding off. He's down. So it's a combination of trying to get those proteins along with those carbohydrates, and always also the slow digestive carbs versus the ones that go through you just quickly. And I know it's tough. I'm a parent, I'm a coach, I'm an athlete. I'm doing all these things along with my job. I have to eat. How do I find time to eat when I work 40 miles away from home? Pack my lunch. Part of it, sometimes, most of the time, no. Eating on the go, which all of us share in that. How do we eat on the go? Every place that we go to, whether it's a McDonald's or Five Guys, what's the burrito place, Chipotle, they all have options. Okay, one thing I like to do is incorporate more veggies into our diet. And what we was taught as children, that there is no protein in vegetables. That's all we know. The only protein we get is from meat and beans. Okay, we know that if I consume at least 2 pounds of kale a day, that's all the protein I need. Our body digest will allow us to process about 28 grams of protein daily. Everything else goes to the trash, which is okay. Athletes take about 2 times the amount of protein as a still person to kind of keep them going. Everything else is some quick carbs that we burn up and move on. But what happens with carbohydrates, if we don't use them, they end up here, end up here. They start storing themselves in places we don't want them. Protein's a little bit different. We pass it. Alright, I'm not here to give you a lecture on, because I'm not a doctor at all. I just kind of have a basic understanding of how health and food, how all this goes together and how it works with our bodies. As well as, I want to, at the end of this, maybe hopefully someone will be able to grab something from here and add it in their lifestyle. Because we do know that to make a change, it takes about 2 weeks to do something consistent. And we all are adults here. We've had a certain way of life for many years. And it's really tough. Even me, I've been working for Whole Foods 6 years. I never heard about Whole Foods before I came to the company. Ever. I walk in, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. When I shop at Whole Foods, even today, my bills are always over $300 because I have a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know what to do. I know what to do with it, but it just doesn't work for my family. So my wife is like, stop. This doesn't make sense. I don't want this, I don't want that, because there's so many different foreign labels. So with talking with her, I said, look, let's not go too crazy too soon. Let's just start small. Let's try to add some vegetables in every meal. Let's get our little ones, let's give them smoothies, because my daughter, she's 3, she's very picky. She doesn't like certain things. And then if it's not what she wants sugar, Fruit Loops, Cheerios, all those high sugar foods. So we gotta hide them. Or don't bring them in the house at all, so that I can get her eating a smoothie with greens in it and things like that. So it's a process. Nothing happens. Rome wasn't built in one day. I don't expect for us our health and wellness to happen in one day. But I think as we move forward, we will be adapting, giving that to our children. You'll be giving it to your children as you educate yourselves now. So it might not even affect your life right now, but you'll come back to it at some point in your life. So one thing I'm trying to do is get this to the little kids in elementary schools, because Just Say No, all that started with youth. So if we push them, they're going to put that in their children. It's going to be embedded into them early on, so that the next generation is tackling this very early. Because you know what's happening in the United States: obesity, heart disease, all that stuff is nuts. Healthcare is out of the roof. Go to Europe, food's expensive, healthcare is low. You need to learn something from this. So, start with breakfast. How many of you guys ate breakfast this morning? No one ate breakfast. Great. Most important meal of the day. It should be your biggest meal of the day, really. Your biggest meal of the day. It's preparing you really for tomorrow. Big good breakfast today. Gonna get you going, energized for the next day. You should have a heavy breakfast. What I have here is something I got from Rip Esselstyn. Anybody know who Rip Esselstyn is? Rip Esselstyn is a triathlete. He was, he competed, he did pretty well. It wasn't like number one, number two guy, but he did really well as a triathlete. He wrote the book called The Engine 2 Diet. And I got the pleasure to meet Rip a couple years ago at American University. They had a seminar. And I read his book and I went through it, and he's like, don't use the word vegan, vegetarian, because for me, I'm a chef. I eat everything. I'm not going to tell you I'm on either side. I want to do good food that anybody can eat, and we don't got to label it. When you start labeling food, you start putting with this person, that person. Let's create food that we all love, okay? So he has this thing, Plant Strong. I like that word because it doesn't segregate it. It keeps it kind of open where everyone's like, okay, I want Plant Strong food. If I say vegan, you're like, man, I heard that stuff don't have no taste. You know, that's a stereotype. It don't have no taste, but that's wrong. It has a lot of taste if you know how to do it. So he came up with this thing called a big bowl. As you see here, I got a bunch of little ingredients here. Big bowl starts with, you know, you can use Ezekiel. You can get Ezekiel from Whole Foods. I got a couple different brands here from different places, and I'll tell you why. Because all my shopping isn't done on at Whole Foods. I wanted to make it realistic to us. We all don't shop clearly, totally at Whole Foods. We shop all around all markets, okay? So, because you don't see Quaker in Whole Foods. Not this Quaker Oats, okay? So I got my Ezekiel. You could also get grape nuts. It's comparable to Ezekiel, okay? Shredded wheat. This is a Whole Foods brand, not 365 brand flake. You could use Raisin Bran or plain regular brand flake. This is a generic brand flake, okay? And some old-fashioned oats, okay? What we're gonna do here, we're gonna make a big bowl. Honestly, at home, my big bowl is about this size. Like, man, I can't eat that much food. I know. I thought the same thing. I cannot finish. I'm not saying it's full to the top, but I use a bowl about this size to build my big bowl. And I'm going to show you round about what my big bowl looks like, and I'm going to break it up for all of you guys. All right? So we go about a quarter cup. Depends on what I'm doing for the day. Sometimes I go a half cup of every one of these things up here, then add fruit to it. And then,
are you going to give us recipes, or should we?
I'll forward them to you,
okay.
And then we'll taste them all. I'll forward them to you tonight.
And then they can.
And then you guys can make them up. What we're going to do, one thing as a chef, because I know how bakers measure, cooks don't measure. It's all by taste, okay? Bakers have to measure. Chefs, I eye everything. I pretty much, if it's not right, add a little bit of this. Miss Davis know what I'm talking about. Just add a little bit of this. Oh, add some water to it. Oh, add some sugar if you put too much salt in it. So we're able to get by. Okay, we're gonna add some shredded wheat. And clearly already, as you can see, we got quite a bit of food in there already. But this is your fuel for the day. Think about it. You're a smart car. Okay? You're a smart car. Think of yourself as a smart car. Smart car, you don't want to put, you know, that old regular gas in it. You want to put the good gas in it, okay? And don't mean to take it to a nasty level or vulgar level, but think about whatever you put in your body, you can tell if it's good by the what happens when it's processed. If you get a lot of processed coming back,